Hello, everybody. It is 4:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again, I am here because, as maybe some people have noticed, I have taken down the last three videos in regards to the Harley Benton Delta Blues MJCE. And so, first, here's a little context to things. I haven't been sleeping well, ergo why it's 4 in the morning, and it's probably made my brain a little at times. So at this point in time, I have clarity to be able to think and speak properly. So that is partially the reason why things went how they were. Also, I probably was, a little excited because I've had previously two good experiences with Toman and Harley Benton products. So, with that said, let's clear up some things here, or address some things here first in this video. To the people that chose to act towards me how they did, or responded to my videos in a disrespectful way and whatnot, my hat's off to you, because anyone that watched those videos sees your true character and nature. So, great job. Again. Nice. You walked yourselves into that one. So, again, my hat's off to you. To those of you out there, though, that actually were genuine and actually tried to help me, I thank you very much, and I hope when you do watch this video, you have a great day. And I had a lot of great suggestions and advice from people that are actually really knowledgeable, at least some folks. The people that were the most helpful in suggestions were again Arthur Brown, Zip, I believe, and lastly, there was somebody that had posted something that did make it click in my brain as to what was going on. But the person who helped me most of all was Blackjack, and again, thank you very much. So, you're asking yourself at this point in time, okay, if there isn't a problem, why was there a problem besides me probably being sleepy and a little anxious and rambunctious to, have a new acoustic to finally play on? Well, this thing here, and as the top reads, and as it says there, no, not 125, 25 and a half inch scale. Notch. Scale for the notches and where the frets should be. If you actually put this on a proper neck, the frets do fall usually in the center of the notches, despite people out there saying, that's not what this is for. The thing is the scale length didn't matter which scale length I used, neither would have worked, because in all actuality, this was the right scale length. And this ties into, as I will pull it up here, this ties into what we see on the screen here. So, as we look at the guitar's specs here, mini jumbo, vintage style, nut width wasn't a factor. Scale length, again, 648 millimeter, translates out to 25.5-inch scale. Here's where the initial problem is. This says it's a 22 fret guitar, but if we actually take a closer look on the fretboard at a good angle and whatnot, there's an issue here, and let me close this back out and take the actual guitar. Okay, let us count the frets. Okay, obviously we already know there's the headstock. There's the 12th fret marker. 15, 17, 19, 20. That's right. All this time, I had been using a fret marker that, by all intents and purposes, sorry, not a fret marker, a notched fret ruler, or however you want to pronounce it. Again, it's 4 in the morning. So anyways, this was the right scale. This actually would have been fine for 21, 22, 24 frets. So again, putting this down on the fretboard, actually, putting it down on the fretboard, let's take it to the 25 and a 1/4 inch side, this side down. And even if we do as what I had suggested, you can see, you might be able to see it, you might not be able to see it, but even right here, up at the top, that will not go in between fret 1 and 2. Why? Because again, this is meant for a 21 to 24 inch fretboard. And even though, as we see, on Thoman's website here again, pop it back up. Again, what do they have highlighted here? 22 frets. So, yeah, by all rights, this should have lined up properly and should have measured the fretboard accordingly. So where does that leave things now? Well, again, as I said, Donna was Blackjack. Well, most people know her as Donna now. Blackjack sent me information and made the suggestion after I explained to her about how the fret ruler was humping literally the frets. And I did actually adjust the truss rod and get the actual frets and fretboard level. So it didn't make any sense to her, and I said, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me because this is supposed to be a 25 and a half inch scale fretboard. Why is it not lining up? So again, she made a suggestion, and again, we will cut away to the web browser, and she made a very important suggestion here. And what do we have here? The dreaded Stewart McDonald. But Stewart McDonald fret calculator, which is free. So now, as you have heard me explain, what I did was I looked up on the website. As you've seen, it mistakenly said 22 frets. And in actuality, as I just pointed out to you, there's 20 frets. I put in the scale length in millimeters, which is 648 millimeters, which turns out to, again, 25 and a half. Set the parameter for millimeter, set the output for acoustic, hit calculator, and as you can see down here, this is the outcome that we got. So, as we see here, we have a measurement of the first fret from the nut to the actual metal or center of the fret itself of 36.369 millimeter. So, remember this thing that a lot of you people say, I don't know how to use or don't use? I used it. I know how to use it. And again, followed the chart, measured out everything from nut through to the fourth fret in these suggested measurements. Then at the same time, I did the fret to fret measurements again with the digital gauge, which then led to, as someone posted on the video, said that maybe it's simply that you have the right scale on the actual notched straight edge, but maybe it's the wrong measurement or something odd. And sure enough, that was actually, in fact, the truth. And the real reason why the guitar, to me, had an issue. Simply put, Thoman's own information not being proper on their website, and on top of that, using a 25.5 inch notched straight edge, but a notched straight edge only meant for a 21 to 24 fret guitar. Makes sense. After all the chaos, all the other crud and toxic crap that people tried to bring into place and everything else. Just a simple thing somebody realized and put one and one together, and it made sense. So, with that said, the guitar doesn't actually have a fretboard issue. I have initially contacted them and let them know that I have taken the measurements and measured it out, and that it was an error on my part, that I didn't understand the measurements properly, but then once I used the fret position calculator, that it was in spec. The thing that I did not realize is, again, because on their site it states 22 fret fingerboard. Well, 22 fret fingerboard can't be on a fingerboard that only has 20 frets. So that's that conclusion, and solves the problem or the mystery as to why it was going on. And only if my head would have been a little bit more clear, I would have understood that. But again, this seasonal weather has been crappy and it has been affecting many people, getting the flus and everything else. So it hasn't been good. So that's partially the blame. Is the guitar perfect? No. It still does have, I believe, one issue that, again, it doesn't affect the initial playability of the guitar, except for as something I noticed when trying to play slide. Simply put, again, this nut is too low to the fretboard edge, and that is something I did inform them. So the guitar is going to be sticking around for a while, folks. Probably a new nut, some new strings, eventually in time, but the guitar is fine. Again, at some point in time later today, after I've slept and the mother has gone off to her dialysis, and I have the ability to do things loudly, I will redo my previous 2 videos and go from there. Again, thank you everyone who offered a non-toxic, positive explanation or thoughts and ideas to what the issue could be. Thank you again to the individuals who offered the best advice, and again, hope everyone's well. Again, stop with the toxicity. We don't need it. We don't want it. Keep it to yourselves. Go join your own little community or circle. People really don't like it. People don't really appreciate it. Everyone else out there that is staying neutral or is putting out a positive attitude, keep it up. People do notice you, and you will be rewarded. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.